Alrighty. I know it's not my normal look, but here we go. I said I was going to start doing some recipes, so here is a really, really simple recipe. If you have any peppers, like the Congo, the 7-pot Congo large, that I've been snacking on, and it could be anything. It could be literally bell peppers. It could be jalapenos, serranos, habaneros, whatever you grow or get from the store and you want to turn into a really cool condiment and ingredient, we're going to make pepper honey. Okay, so all these have been deseeded. That was the longest part of this process. And you literally just cut them open, remove all the seeds and as much of the placenta as you want, because for me, I want to save the seeds, give them to friends, people who want to grow it, do stuff like that. And we're just gonna literally just dice these up. These are real rough chops, nothing specific. It's however big you want to make it. So why is this great? Well, with honey, it has a high sugar content, but it also has both it and the peppers have yeasts in there that will actually ferment together. So it will actually preserve itself, and the honey will take on the heat and flavors of the Congo, and the Congo will take on the sweetness of the honey. So we're just gonna dice all these up, and I apologize, this is gonna be a little bit of a long video probably because I'm doing this. Also, wear gloves for this. This is not the best glove. I did not see what this glove is made of, but it's probably the wrong thing. There are certain types of latex to use and nitrile to use to keep the oils, the hot stuff, from getting on your hands, and try not to get it on the outside of the jar because that would be a war crime against yourself later on, to be honest with you. And also, I did have a few that had black spots and stuff that just did not look right, and I did not want in my honey. The honey will also, what do you call it? What do you call it? What is it? It'll keep a lot of stuff from growing inside of it, like stuff you don't want because of the high sugar content. It'll do that, but I just didn't want it. So this is not all of them that I just had. It is most of them. I think I threw away maybe four or five. But we're, again, just dicing stuff. And you can also do this, you can also pickle these. Like pickle whatever. You can do a lot of things with the peppers that are coming out of your garden, other than just eat them straight up. And in all honesty, I thought I was going to fill this jar up a lot more. I probably would if I just threw the halves in by themselves. But I want contact. The more surface area, the more the honey, or whatever you do, because you can also do another variant of this that's not honey. You can do it with vinegar. You can just throw your peppers in, but cut them open first. That is a really, really good step. It's really funny. Oh, these are going to be so hot. But you can make pique. Criollo pique sauce, which is a table vinegar condiment used in South American countries, or I say South American, Latin countries. And that's one of my favorites because you can use chiltepins and piquins and Thai peppers, and it makes a really good table sauce. Throw it on fries and like chicken and stuff like that. This is just reminding me of like diced pickled peppers that you throw on hot dogs and such. Almost done here. And like I said, this is super simple, super fast. I'll throw that in big. I do it in twos because then it's just easier to deal with. And also, all you need for this, for the deseeding, is your handy dandy chopper, like this bad boy. And then a spoon, because then I can just dig stuff out real quick. And honestly, you don't even have to deseed them if it doesn't really matter to you. You don't have to. That is just a step if you want to grow something later on and maybe salvage some stuff. If you really like A, the pheno, or B, the pepper, or both. Doesn't have to be just those. Doesn't have to be just two binary options. All right, so we'll do that. And again, you don't have to add anything to this other than the ingredients shown. That. And then I should have done this beforehand, but we're real here. We're the realest. And also, if you get a box of peppers, from say Linda's, Abercrombie, anywhere else, any of your heat dealers, and you're running out of time on them, guess what you can make? This. Or death salsa. I'll go over that here later. But just go get your favorite honey, and it needs to be raw honey, not pasteurized. This is about 2 pounds, but we're only going to fill it to about that shoulder, and the shoulder is where this starts curving, so about right there. But you're going to want to pour a little over that so you can let all of this settle. This might take all of the honey. Also posting an update on this. And now remember, there's a lot of crevices, so what you're going to do is you're going to bang it around and let it settle to get all that air out. Air is your enemy in any kind of fermentation. This is honey fermenting, to put a name to it. And another thing, and I'll probably end up doing it later, you can put the lid on, flip it over, and just keep doing that until you get all the air bubbles out. But also, so when you do this, the first time I had to learn this lesson, put a saucer or plate underneath it, something ceramic, or like a bowl, something paper is bad, because this is going to become an active ferment, very active. What that means is it is going to froth. It is going to put up pressure, and it's going to escape that lid very quickly. So what you want to do is leave it a little bit loose and allow that to happen, and the plate or bowl is to catch all of the stuff that comes out, all of the honey that spills over. And then also, whenever this is ready, by the way, this can go for months till you check it. It's not a really big thing. It's probably pretty good to flip it every once in a while. But what you can do, the way to know it's right. So see how that honey's real thick, real slow? Well, whenever you ferment this and it does it correctly, this will become very watery and it flows really easy. It looks like, just golden water. Because it's extracting all of the water out of this and displacing it and drawing it out. Sugar does that. And that way, whenever you do it, I'm going to fill this up just a little bit more because I'm willing to bet there's a couple more spots. But see, about right there. Sorry, I'm just watching this because I don't like to clean up sticky stuff. Okay, so see, that was almost all of the honey. But you're going to do that, and you're going to make sure to keep as much as you can underneath that. Because see, look how thick that is. That is so super thick. But this will eventually start becoming one cohesive thing. I'm about to try this, and that's going to be a mistake. That tastes just like regular honey right now. Yeah, it's got a little bit of sting, but it will definitely get more of it as this goes on. I'm very excited for this. I haven't done one this hot. I've done Serrano and I've done jalapeno. Also, another really good one. You don't have to do peppers right off the bat. If you want to do something that's not going to be, a lot of your harvest, do garlic. Garlic honey is fantastic, and you can add it to teas. You can add it to food. Glazed chicken with it. It anywhere you would use honey and garlic, stir fries, stuff like that. Also, not to name drop, but that's how they do it. Sort of. I think they use oil, chili oil in it. But this is how you make your own at home. But just remember, for your first couple weeks, be checking this every day. Probably flip it every couple of days. But let's do this. And then I'm going to pop this in a bowl. But that's one way you can use your harvests. If you're having trouble finding ways, like especially if you have super hots like the Reaper of Death, the Reapers in general, ghosts, anything that's like bitter and floral or has flavors you don't really like, definitely try this. So that way you're adding in other stuff. Yeah, my hand smells like it smells hot. So we're gonna assume I did a bad thing. But so you can add stuff like that and you can get the heat from it. You can get their flavors with it to blend with something else, something better. But do this method and just try it out. And that way you can start getting into it. If you've been wanting to make sauces but they feel a little complicated, something you don't want to like start right off the bat, this is a really good way. This is a good basis. This tango becomes a sauce. It's the simplest sauce I know how to make other than a pepper mash. And we can do that later on. We can definitely have one of those videos if you guys are interested. So please let me know, guys. All right. Ciao.